Do you love breakdowns? Do you need stats? Do you crave insight? Download the AllStar app. UFC, Bellator, PFL 1 Championship, and more. Ad-free, fully customizable. Download the best app in the business. Link in descriptions. Of course, the biggest fight probably of the year is happening this weekend. UFC 280, Oliveira versus Makhachev. A lot of attention online. You know, people are going crazy, picking sides. There are so many narratives, right, heading into this fight. What interests you the most about this matchup?
I think to me is, where is Islam willing to take this fight? Is he willing to grapple and take Charles down? And I think the answer to that is yes, I do. I think that Islam has a particular style that is very good at nullifying very good jiu-jitsu with his wrist rides and his legs, right, where he gets in like half guards and Turks and, you know, tries to kill those legs to where you don't really have a guard game, and then tie up the wrist so he can obviously apply his ground and pound and his top pressure. So I'm kind of curious on both parties' approaches and how they're going to attack this. For some reason why, when looking at this fight, I almost kind of want to see Oliveira shoot a takedown and look to try to get top side, you know, because a lot of these Dagestani guys, they spend so much time on top and doing so much damage on top that very rarely they're ever on their back. And I'm not saying he's not efficient there, but I think it would be kind of a nice wrinkle to see is Oliveira actually get in on a takedown himself. And with that being said, I think that where Islam has to be careful is the transitional submission game. And what I mean by that is during those takedowns and possible scrambles and get-ups, that's where Oliveira seems to me to be his most dangerous. And jumping on the neck and hopping on the guy's back or looking for those, you know, Darce chokes or things like that is those in-between moments of the grappling exchanges where a guy might be getting up or there might be a scramble there. So all those things are very, very interesting to me in that regard. And in the striking department, I got to say, man, I feel like Oliveira is a little bit ahead of Islam in the striking department just from what we've seen as of late. Oliveira has been getting caught, but it's funny to me, like Oliveira has like his own built-in standing 8 count. He just falls to his butt and plays guard, you know, and guys are like, well, I don't want to jump in his guard. Whereas I don't know if that's going to work very well for him in this outing. I think if I remember correctly, if I remember the stat, Oliveira is 4-1 against southpaws, and I think that's kind of promising for him. Yeah, I just think when you look at this fight as a whole, I think Oliveira really has to utilize anti-wrestling strikes, things up the midline, uppercuts, teeps, knees, things of that sort, and basically set up all of his looping punches off of straight punches. Go straight first, and then come around with the loops. So I think it's going to be a great fight, man. I'm really looking forward to see it. I lean towards Oliveira just because of where he's been at and fighting at the championship level for a few years now. So, but, you know, you never know what's going to happen out there.
Is there any part of either fighter's game that people are really, really overlooking?
Oh, that's a good question. Possibly the Islam, the striking of Islam, maybe the power that he might carry. I think that might be something that you know, because it seems to be like this grappler, that's all he really has, where he does have a slick striking game. And a lot of guys that are southpaws, I think, are tricky and they're hard to kind of adjust to. But to me, I think that Oliveira has come around so much in the last few years in his striking and the way that he utilizes his strikes. I think that I think it's evened out there. So, man, I'm really interested in seeing each guy's approach in this, and I really would love to see Oliveira go in there and try to score a takedown. I really would. I want to see him get on top, you know, and see how he's able to handle that.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting. I want to see that as well too. You know, we already know what we can expect, but that part, that little, you know, ace in the pocket, I would love to see that come out in this fight, man. It's going to be a great one.